Hi girls! So today we're going to be doing Poison Ivy, and personally she has always been my favorite Batman girl, hands down. I absolutely adore her. I love just her entire essence, her entire being. She's super smart, but still very, intriguing and has that sex appeal without ever crossing into slutty. I mean, the girl's practically naked most of the time and she is never slutty. So just, I don't know how they ever did that, how they made her like that. It's just phenomenal. I love all the cool plants that she creates. I love how casual she is, how classy, just everything about her. She has always been my favorite. So I'm not going to be doing a nail tutorial for Poison Ivy, and it's just because what I did was not very complicated. I will have a list of all the products on my blog, and that link will be down below. And I basically just painted my nails a very light green. You're going to want a light springy green with a golden undertone. You do not want anything that is too blue or too dark because it's going to make it look Christmassy. And then I just took my nail art pen, which I do not suggest for this. It made it very difficult, and just painted the tips red. They have little stickers for creating French manicure. I would suggest just using those and red polish as opposed to that thing that wears off on the edges. I had to redo it constantly. My top coat smeared it constantly. It was a nightmare. I redid them like 8 times. And then I just took these little Kiss nail artist stickers, and I used these black viney flower ones and just stuck those on and then put a top coat on. When using these little nail art stickers, I highly suggest doing your nails the night before, painting them, letting them dry overnight, and then doing the stickers in the morning, simply because if there is any moisture left in your nail polish, even on one of the bottom layers, if it's the tiniest bit tacky, then sticker kind of curls up on the sides. You can't get it laid back down. It leaves weird bubbles. It is kind of hard and sharp, and they'll peel off within like a couple of days. So I highly suggest doing your nails the night before and then putting those on and your top coat on in the morning. So that's all I did for her nails. I will have all the information on my blog, and like I said, that link will be down in the info section. So for the makeup, I wanted to predominantly use green, but I didn't want it to be kind of over the top, in your face green. So this is what I came up with, and it is a much more neutral, wearable look than I think I have ever worn in my life, and I actually quite like it a lot. It has just a touch of orange on the outer corner. I did wanted to use an orange or a red because she does have a lot of orange and red associated with her, but I didn't want it to be over the top in your face, so I used kind of like a burnt orange brown shimmer just on this very outer corner, and then a mossy green kind of outer corner, and a very light spring green lid. So I really like how this came out, and it's a great way to wear a bright color like green but still make it, office appropriate or appropriate for school or anything like that. I really am impressed with how wearable this bright green came out to be. So as always, I will have a list of all the products on my blog, and that link will be down below. And I don't really know what else to say. I mean, I'm really excited about this look. I'm really excited about how it came out, and I'm very happy that it's a way to wear a bright color like green and make it more appropriate for everyday life. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to start off by priming our eye, and I'm going to be using like a shimmery gold sort of base. Okay, next you're going to want to take kind of a medium, earthy, kind of brown color, and you're just going to put that above your crease, focusing on the outer corner and then in. Next you're going to want to take a white eyeliner, make sure it's pretty creamy, and you're going to want to put that all over your lid And keep it away from your crease though, because that'll cause creasing and big mess, and you don't want all that. Now we're going to take a light, shimmering, kind of very springy colored green. And we're just going to put that all over the lid. You just want to kind of avoid this little strip right here, kind of the strip where if you were doing winged eyeliner, you would have that. So if you get a little bit on it though, it's not that big a deal. And I just realized that I forgot to say what brushes I was using. To put the light brown shade on, or the medium brown shade on, I just used a fluffy crease blending brush. And then I just used a flat shader brush to pack on the green color. So that was all for that. Now I'm going to use the same little flat shader brush in kind of a light gold type of color. And I'm just going to put that right in this little divot on the inner corner. And I'm going to take my flat shader brush again in a very sparkly brownish coppery color. And we're just going to put this on top of that crease color, but down just a little bit. Then you're going to take the tip part of your brush and just drag that to where it connects with the bottom part of your eye. Now I'm not going to wipe off my brush, and I'm going to go back in with that light kind of green color. So this, and I'm just going to blend right in my crease. I'm going to take more of like a brownish gold kind of color. I'm not entirely sure how to explain this color very well, but color kind of similar to that, like a light sparkly brown type of color. I'm just going to pop that in the crease right on this inner half. Now I'm going to take a smaller shader brush and a very, very mossy green. You don't want anything too dark, but you want something kind of a browner green. And we are just going to fill this little area, so just like a little triangle from the middle of your lid up to your crease and then down. Now we're going to take that same color and just do it right along the out edge of our lash line. I'm going to take a foresty kind of green and a pencil brush and just line along until my tear duct. Now I'm going to go back to my blending brush, and I'm going to take a very kind of orange brown, something right in between orange and copper, and I'm just going to get the tiniest amount on my blending brush and just blend it right on this outer little corner. right there. You don't want to take this in too far. You don't want to go over too much with the orange. Now you're going to want to take a mossy green kind of liner. This one is Stash from Urban Decay. I love this color for this. If you don't have a mossy green, take a light brown, maybe eyeliner pencil, and then go over it with a green and kind of smush the two together. And we're just going to kind of line our upper lash line with this color. Now I'm going to take a bright green eyeliner and line my lower waterline, my lash line, and my tear duct. Now I'm going to curl my lashes and do mascara. This is one of the few times that I would suggest using a dark brown mascara as opposed to a black. With all these very earthy colors, a black is just going to be overpowering, so I highly suggest using a dark brown instead. Now for cheeks, we're going to use a really rosy kind of color, and we're just going to kind of sweep that along the top of our cheekbones and pull it down from there. Now you're going to want to take a bronzer kind of similar to this, where it has the lighter colors and then the darker colors. You're going to take the lighter colors and sweep that right along where you were sweeping that blush. And then you want to flip your brush over, take the darker color, flip it back over, and kind of brush that up from the bottom. Now for lips, most of the time Poison Ivy has red lips, like very bright, bold red lips. But there have been a few times where she has black lips, which is representation of the fact that her kisses are poison. I always liked that concept a little bit better. The red lips didn't really make sense. The black lips had, a story behind them. And of course, there was a few times that she had green lips as well, and she's the only girl I've ever seen pull green lipstick off and look phenomenal. But I wanted to go with a really deep red to kind of represent those black lips with making it not quite as wow. So I'm going to be using a very deep berry lip liner and then a kind of darker colored red. So I'm just going to outline and fill in my lips just like normal. And there's our finished look. So here is our finished look, and I'm adoring this look. It's making me want to do more neutral toned looks. I know that I used a lot of different palettes in this. I normally try not to do that, but green and browns just really aren't colors that I have a lot of in my collection. They're not colors I wear a lot of, so I was kind of scrounging for different colors that I have. I did use the e.l.f. 100 palette, and I am going to try to put dupes for just using this, so if you want to use just this for all the other colors that I use, to where it will be a similar look, or other colors that you can use from this to get the same effect. So I will have that listed on my blog, just because I know like some of these palettes are limited edition, and I used like 4 different palettes, which is totally unlike me. So I will have that on my blog as well, so if you just want to use the one palette to get this look. And I think that's it. As always, if you have any questions, comments, things you would like to see, anything at all, please feel free to comment down below, and I'll see you girls next time. Have a great night.